Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gotham by Night. Today we have a scene with Mr. Creed and Nathaniel. Our scene is going to begin with Nathaniel, who is at his place that he uses for his meetings with his patients. Today he is going to receive one of his kind. So how does Mr. Creed arrive to this skyscraper that has a psychiatric, like small psychiatric office.
So Creed's going to pull up on his bike, parking it, slowly look up at the towering skyscraper, grunts figures, before getting off the bike, storing his helmet, and beginning up the elevator. And does the elevator lead directly to the office, or
It's you need to like there's like in other places here in this room, pardon, in this floor. So
so he'll go up to the floor, head to the office, and just walk in. No knocking, no nothing as he goes.
the door is locked.
Tries it, then rolls his eyes and shave and a haircut. Knock.
After 10 seconds or 15 seconds, someone, which is Nathaniel, opens the door and you see this very beautiful office and a very beautiful man that's called Nathaniel. And he says, Mr. Creed, it is a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Welcome, please. Come in.
All right. Creed does that, stroll into the place like he owns it. It instantly goes to pick up one of your knickknacks or something and study it.
He comes near you and he presents the chair. Why don't you sit?
What kind of chair is it? Like a couch, just a regular
Here,
chair?
there's a couch near these chairs, but
All
there's
right.
two chairs as well, and he is actually going to take a place at the chair.
All right. He'll grab the chair, swing it backwards, and sit down. And then go, all right, so what's this really about?
This is about me helping you, Mr. Creed.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows that's bullshit. Vampires don't help one another unless they want something.
Well, maybe I am the most selfless vampire you have ever met.
if that's the case, you and Tani are perfect for each other.
I do know that I am perfect for Tanya, and she is perfect for me, but thank you. I'm happy that you see that way as well.
You two both have your heads in the clouds.
Well, yesterday you actually were close to having your head to the clouds, Mr. Creed. But the to be honest, I actually am. I mean it when I say I want to help you. I normally don't help, but you are Tatiana's brother after all, and she cares for you. So I wanted to take this chance to help you. But therapy only works when we have genuine desire to know ourselves as we are, and not as we would like to be.
Oh, I'm perfectly aware of who I am.
Are you?
Was engineered that way.
So why don't you tell me about yourself a bit?
Well, what do you want to know?
What is Mr. Creed? What is what are the emotions and thought processes? What are the codes or the foundations that make Mr. Creed?
You see, I could tell you that, but you're still a vampire. This is still a vampire city, and you claim to be doing a good thing. You claim to be helping out, and you seem to really like Tani. But I don't know you. I have no reason to trust you with any of that bullshit.
He takes a deep breath when you say bullshit. So you came here for.
Curiosity's sake. You are doing whatever you're doing with someone who has a direct line to me.
Whatever I'm doing.
Look, I don't know what you and Tani do behind closed doors, and that's not really any of my business, whether you're fucking, shagging, or doing something a bit more dirty. But it's always good to investigate those who are connected to your blood sympathies.
So go right ahead and ask me questions if you wish to ask.
So, what are you two up to?
Would you be interested in details?
Gives a shrug.
I love her neck. She is a quite good at bed, I have to say.
Is that just the shag contest?
Does it look like is it just a shag contest?
Creed shrugs and says, in our society, you can never know what looking, uh, what things, or sorry, let me think of how he wants to say this. In our society, you can't judge a thing by its cover. It may look like you love her, but that doesn't mean I 100% buy it. I've told this to Tony, I'll tell it to you. No offense, and I get that you guys are the out the cool kids of the club, but you're still Invictus. And that says something to me.
What does it say to you? What does it say to you?
You love power more than you love yourself. Power will always come first to you. A desire for control to maintain society, to make sure everything's proper and prim in the way you fuckers see everything going. Frag that. The Invictus have been running for for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And society is changing and they refuse to change with it.
And the Carthaginians, they change.
The Carthaginians are still new. We're finding our feet. Hell, we only came around about the same time as the French Revolution. So we're trying out a couple of different things. Sure, they may not be as put together as an Invictus, but at least they give value to the freedom of thought. The important part is we are not stuck in the old times.
Do I look like I'm stuck to old times to you?
A little bit.
It's because I don't use drugs.
Nah, nah, nah. I saw the dagger you were fighting with. Nice metal, but ain't exactly modern tech, if you get what I mean.
It is
And like I
done with the
said,
closest modern tech that it can be.
and like I said, I appreciate that you and Tani are the rebels of the group. That you're the cool kids, the outer fringe.
Am I an outer fringe? I never said anything about it like this.
Well, Tani won't hang with regular Invictus, so just guessing. I'm just guessing.
You guess and presume a lot of things, Mr. Creed. This is either you thinking that you know everything, which is a mistake, or this is you trying to defend yourself from this as he shows the room with his two hands. You don't want me to. You don't want to be open up because you don't trust. Therefore, you give it out. Attack with your words.
Gives a shrug and says, maybe, but it doesn't change the fact that I barely know you. And you're expecting me to spill my feelings to you.
I offered you. Your sister insisted and you arrived. My expectation was to help you. If you don't want to be helped, they can't help you.
Trust me when I say the problems I have are beyond your field of expertise.
So you know my field of expertise now.
Tell me, have you've been asking me a lot of questions. Let me ask you one. Have you
Please,
ever heard of
go
the
right ahead.
dollhouse?
I have heard many doll houses.
Have you ever heard of the dollhouse here in Gotham?
A couple times I have been in a doll house, but I didn't think that we talk about the same doll house.
Right, right. Well, you see, there's this club here. It's run by this lady named Bianca. Fairly significant member of the Ordo of Dracul. Doesn't have an actual lot of power on in the convent, but she has a lot of sway within the city. See, she's been running this dollhouse for years and years now. Good good century or so. It's a place where our kind go when they want a particular kind of meal or they're looking for its particular type of goal. You see, she specializes in reconstruction, reconditioning
Mm-hmm.
of individuals. She specializes in making people into something they're not to suit particular tastes. You and Tani talk about, or Tani at least, talks about how horrible of past both you and her had, how she was made to be a stage model, a possession for Alex. But me, I have to sort of chuckle, because at least she was allowed to keep her original mind. Not all of us are so lucky.
This is not a pissing contest on who suffered more. I never told Tanya I suffered as much as her. I never told you I suffered more than you did. And sadly, you have a tendency of presuming a lot of things. It is an unhealthy attitude, which assuming things comes from either pride or a defense mechanism that someone created to push people away. I don't know for you if it's pride or pushing people away.
Gives a small shrug. Look, the game here of respect for Tawny. I think we both have that in common. But until I know I can trust you, until I get to know you a little bit better, I'm not comfortable with opening up to you in any shape or form. It's just my nature. You have to understand, I've seen the worst vampires can do. So for me to expressly trust someone like you with all my secrets, all my inner desires, all my darkest feelings, all that junk, isn't exactly my ideal cup of tea. Capiche?
He looks at Creed. And he looks in Creed's eyes. There's this very stoic and cold mannerism. He's trying to give the vibe of like, you are disrespecting me. You are disrespecting me a lot. He simply stares in his eyes.
Creed holds up his hands. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry for that. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just saying how I feel and how I view things.
Mr. Creed, I'm going to ask a weird question. Or give you a simple. How do I say this? Let's say this way. Mr. Creed, you don't trust me. And I think that it would be very useless of me to say, how can I earn your trust? You probably wish to leave it to time or to see if you can trust me. But I know that you do care for your sister. This is true. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And I know the past, chains of your past is troubling you.
Oh? And why do you presume that?
He smiles when he says presume because he knows it does. You know, he had like all the chains around him.
I know.
Hmm.
But my guy just has to throw the presume back at you.
Yeah. He gets up, goes to his table, and brings two sketches to Creed. One of the sketches, the thing he fears the most, and the other is the thing he loves the most. And he sits back.
Where did you get these?
I draw them myself.
That's not an answer.
I didn't tell this to anyone, especially to Tanya. I indeed want to help you. I spend my time finding those and trying to understand you, watch you, not judge you by your words. Now, you may not believe that I'm a, let's say, good person because I'm an Invictus, but you never ask me any question about why I'm an Invictus, who I am, what is my past. The confidentiality of patient and the doctor goes both ways. Now, you don't trust vampires. That's completely okay. I didn't choose to be a vampire. I'm sure you didn't as well. But here I am. There's many enemies in this city. Why would I waste my time to help you? I'm not looking to be your best friend. But we have someone in common. I am going to ask Tanya's hand in marriage soon. Look, I'm giving you another secret. 15 years I waited. I'm not going to wait one more day. I want to help her by helping you. You and her seem to have problems. That you refuse to talk to her. I don't know who can make you talk. I don't know what can make you talk. But again, therapy only works when we have a genuine desire for ourselves to get better. And if you say I am better, I'm fine, he raises his hands. And this was just a friendly meeting.
Confidentiality? Alright. Let me tell you something that she might not have told you. You guys seem to think. Are you aware of my bloodline?
No.
She, so she hasn't told you about my curse. She goes on about how I'm getting worse with my drug habits, all that junk.
Mm-hmm. I've heard her saying that once. You were there.
I get worse. I get worse because I need more blood. And my bloodline, myself, and this cannot leave the room. It's known already by too many people. And Veer, we cannot drink the blood of the untainted. We cannot drink blood that doesn't have some form of opiate or narcotic. So yes, I drink a lot. I'm high a lot. I'm drugged out of my mind a lot.
We have similar problems.
But that's simply because with everything crazy going on, I've had to.
Oh,
Connie,
see, just a second. Yes, I know you did say he needs it, but Daniel just literally just lied.
all right.
And Creed has no way of knowing that he lied, so please continue. I was just responding to Christine.
All right. So my bloodline requires me to do such things. As for how I'm getting worse, what my exact problems are, I'm not exactly sure what she's referring to. I've played nice. I've followed the rules and all that bullshit. I've kept my opinions mostly to myself.
What rules you have followed? With all due respect, I am curious.
The city, the courts, Tani's, the normal, the normal rules that hold down society.
Mr. Creed, society has a problem, in my opinion. So does Invictus. And as cold as you, they think that there are rules. We live all our lives acting like there are rules. Humans used to came from gorillas, or the god created them. But there are no rules. The all we have is what we can have and what we can take from others. Especially as vampires who we take blood from others. I'm hoping that this may surprise you, coming from an Invictus. Prince has the biggest dick in this town. So we do what he says. It's literally just simple. The world is not different than a jungle.
No, now we're getting somewhere.
The morality never existed. The only morale did.
You see, I can appreciate that.
He smiles because he's happy that he said what he said and he actually appreciates it.
Life is chaos after all, and the only way to truly grow is to thrive on chaos.
Chaos, as a TV show once said, is a ladder. If your sister thinks that you are being different by being who you are, I think you shouldn't give up from who you are. Just because she thinks that your job is bad, that doesn't mean it is. In her worldview, it may be. But you and your sister needs to compromise on things because she is your sister, just as she is my lover. And he smiles on Creed.
Creed sort of laughs at that. He goes, "Have you met Tawny?
I did.
She's more stubborn than a 300-year-old goat. If I could get her to compromise with me, I've tried making compromises, but as long as I'm selling, as long as I'm dealing, as long as I choose to follow my own path and not her own morally right path, she'll think it's wrong. We try to keep out of each other's way."
She can try to find a new brother if she wants to. And she won't because she only has you.
So when I'm around her, I try to play nice. I try to play the. I try to keep my language down. I try to not sell in front of her, not deal. I try to keep my nature tamped, the beast within me leashed. But the leeway has to go both ways if she wishes this relationship to continue.
Why don't you tell her that?
Because it's Tani.
She will have to listen.
Gives a small shrug.
What
For
I would
her,
recommend to you, Mr. Creed, with all due respect, please do continue.
for her, she'll always be the victim. It's always about the people after her, her horrible life, how she wants to help everyone. It's Tani has a selfish nature in that regard.
We all
Even,
have. All humans and all beings are selfish. It's just some people gets off from being selfless.
so, and when I'm around her, she has the way of guilting others into doing what she wants. So, what would you recommend?
Hmm. He is thinking. I would recommend that you never turn from who you are. But I would like to hear some examples on this behavior.
Creed's going to think for a moment. Um, out of character's been so I'm not like
The Creed can say I don't remember them. It's because he is always
yeah,
mostly high anyway, you
yeah.
know?
Creed is going to really just go shrug and go. It's all a bit fuzzy. It's I know it's there, but you know, my mind's not exactly what it should be, especially in the memory department.
Do you feel bad because you have done terrible things? Do you feel bad when you do things that others will consider evil?
Creed shakes his head and goes, "No, I really don't.
When you kill someone, let's say?
Oh, I know it's wrong. I know it's horrible. I know I should feel bad. But like I said, I wasn't programmed that way
Why you think you should be feeling wrong?
because that's how I would have felt before I went to the dollhouse. It's not a matter of me going, oh, I should conform to society. It's not a matter of me going, oh, this is immoral or anything like that. It's a matter of what little memories I have telling me this is wrong. But my programming telling me to do it anyways, to not care. I think we should make something clear. Tani
Please?
may or may not know this. I've never really talked to her about it. But before 17 years ago, I have almost barely any memories of my mortal life. I'm what you would call a blood doll, or I was a blood doll. A ghoul. Before I was turned, I was a ghoul whose original personality, original memories were completely stripped from them. I was made into a doll, someone to be programmed to be reassigned. I was the owner of the dollhouse, Bianca's favorite toy, her drug dealer, her crafter. Some of my old personality, the person I was before this, or the person who inhabited this body, still leaks through once in a while. My passion for science, for example. I know that was his. But most of what he was is dead and buried. And all that is left is greed.
Understandable.
So, no, I don't feel bad when I kill people. I don't feel bad when I hurt people. That is because
Do you
I
feel
was,
powerful?
no, I wasn't programmed for either of those feelings. I feel like I kill when it's necessary. I hurt when it's necessary. I don't take enjoyment from it. I don't take pity from it. I just do it because it needs to be done.
Do you wish to continue these conversations in the future?
What?
Our
Uh,
hour is over. Do you wish to continue these conversations in the future?
I'll think about it. Maybe.
I don't have high opinions on mob and mobsters, but I do realize that they are a necessity in the world. As long as there will be human will, there will be mobs. There will be mafia. There will be people who breaks laws, because laws is just will of somebody who pushes their will on humans or us.
Well,
I don't do drugs, but I don't judge you for doing them. I may think that your behavior is sometimes off, but he shrugs. I present these feelings. Normally, I don't present my feelings to my patients, but you're not my patient.
it's a good to know.
If you want to be my patient, then I will be more professional. But in the future, if you need anything that you can't ask from Tanya, now you know there's a less moral individual in the city than Tanya.
Right.
Someone who doesn't believe in morality but morale.
Um, if that's the case, if in the future you do need a little something something to loosen up one of your patients or some other manner or for some other unnamed purpose, you know where to find me.
I do.
And Creed gets up to shake his hand.
He does get up, shakes his hand, and he says, I hope our conversation did help you.
Creed smiles and says, only time can tell. Then gives a small wave and starts walking towards the door.
He will open the door for you.
And as he leaves, he turns and goes, oh, one more thing. Just a friendly warning. If you end up hurting Tawny, I'm going to have Bob eat you. And he walks off.
While you're leaving, he says, I don't appreciate insults or threats.
Not a threat.
It was a
Just a
threat.
warning. Just a warning.
Warnings are threats. You threaten me again, you won't have a tongue to threaten me. And he closes the door.
Gives a small chuckle. And leaves the skyscraper.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, guys, for watching. See you next time.